When you take a photo, you frame it with your camera. When you edit a photo, you get another chance to frame it by cropping. I'm Jan Kabili from Adobe's Learn team. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to crop a photo in just 4 basic steps using Photoshop's powerful crop features. The first step is to select the crop tool in the toolbar. Now there's a crop boundary around the image. This boundary will tell Photoshop what to keep and what to crop away when you complete the crop. Step 2 is to set the shape of your crop boundary. You can drag any corner of the boundary to change its width and height, and if you hold the Shift key as you do this, the boundary will retain its original proportions. Or you could just drag any corner of the boundary without holding the Shift key. You can also drag any edge of the boundary independently to get just the shape that you want. And if a photo needs straightening, you can move your cursor outside the boundary and then drag up or down and try to line up content like this horizon with the small grid that appears. An alternative way to set a crop boundary is to specify an aspect ratio. An aspect ratio isn't a particular size. Instead, it's the proportion of width to height. If you want to crop to an aspect ratio that's common for a photo, open this drop-down menu, go to the second section, and choose an aspect ratio, like 1:1 for square. You can change the size of the square crop boundary by dragging any edge, but its 1:1 aspect ratio will stay the same. Now that you've got your crop boundary set, step 3 is to position the image inside the boundary. As you do this, remember that everything you leave outside the boundary won't appear in the cropped image. To position the image, click inside the boundary with the crop tool and drag the image where you want it. If you like, you can use the overlay of intersecting lines, known as the rule of thirds, to help you position the image. Placing a point of interest where any 2 lines of this grid intersect, like here, can draw attention to the subject and often creates a balanced and pleasing composition. You're almost done, but there's one more crop option I'd like to show you. If you uncheck Delete Cropped Pixels up here in the Options bar, Photoshop won't permanently delete the pixels outside your crop boundary when you commit the crop. So the next time you click on the photo with the crop tool, the area outside the crop boundary will reappear, much like it appears here, and you'll be able to re-edit your crop. This can be useful when you're not yet sure that your crop is final. And now you're ready for the 4th and last step, which is to commit the crop that you set up. To commit the crop, click this big check mark in the Options bar, or you could just press Enter or Return on your keyboard. And finally, it's a good idea to click the Clear button in the Options bar so that the crop ratio you set doesn't affect things the next time you use the crop tool. And you're done. Congratulations on completing this crop in just 4 steps. You selected the crop tool, you set up the crop boundary, you positioned the image inside the crop boundary, and finally, you committed the crop. Now that you know how to perform a basic crop in Photoshop, give these cropping techniques a try on your own images to frame your photos just the way you want them.